Welcome back to Footballology. So as you guys know, I'm a huge Chiefs fan. I love Chiefs. I talk about Chiefs here and there, but not as much as you think that me being a hardcore Chiefs fan is as much as I should. But I just don't want to cram it down you guys' throat. I want you guys to really, I kind of want to respect the whole NFL. And I do. I respect all 31 other teams. I really do. But when it comes to the Chiefs, that's where my heart lies. That's my team. I remember endless Sundays watching football with my best friend, and we're just sitting at his mom's living room, and we're just watching football, and we're just enjoying it and having fun, and hoping that we have a chance to win this ball game and win the next one and win the next one, possibly go undefeated, go to the Super Bowl, the whole nine. And then nothing comes from it. We go to the playoffs and we lose, or we just have a losing season, or we can't pull it out down the last stretch on the week 16, week 17 games, the ones that we need to win. When we just kind of go through all these slumps and these lows and it's just everything. And right now, the Chiefs being in the Super Bowl is amazing. Oh my God, it's amazing. I legitimately cried. Like I was like, I wouldn't cry. I legitimately fucking cried, and I can't imagine if they win it. I'm going to scream at the top of my lungs. I guarantee you, I will scream at the top of my lungs just because of how hardcore of a Chiefs fan I am, and just to have that feeling. Like I can only imagine how Philadelphia fans feel, and I know this is probably exactly how they felt when they had a chance to go to the Super Bowl and then not only go but win it. Oh my Lord, I can only imagine how they felt, and so. Right now, it's so amazing. It really is. And the only kind of, I guess, the frustrating part of it all, and I can see this from a Seattle fan's perspective, a pure Seattle fan's perspective, is when you had those losing seasons, when you had those down seasons, you were stayed true to your team. You always said next year, you always said next year. And me, I've been a Chiefs fan for 15 years since I really started to understand and learn the game of NFL football, or just the game of football in general, and just really understand everything. I've always followed the Chiefs. That was my go-to team. That was my team. I've had so much Chiefs gear. Like, I was going through everything. I literally have a lot of Chiefs gear. I even have like a little Chiefs rug right now in my living room. Like everything that I have practically is Chiefs. 90% of my wardrobe is Chiefs. It's ridiculous. And so with all that being said, I can only imagine from a Seattle fan's perspective when, your team starts to win and you have the LOB and the Legion of Boom and Russell Wilson's doing good, Marshawn Lynch is beast mode, the whole nine, and you guys win a Super Bowl and then everyone's like, yeah, I'm a Seattle's fan. And then it's like, are you though? Like, because like now it's like, I know people are going to be like, yeah, I'm a Chiefs fan, but are you a Chiefs fan or are you a Pat Mahomes fan? Because like, if you're rooting for a player or a coach, that's so, go for it. That's cool. I'm cool with that. I'm not saying not root for them, but I'm saying don't be a fan all of a sudden because you're a fan all of a sudden. I remember getting dogged by so many people that were fans of other teams in this Kansas City area where we were getting dogged by Oakland fans. Like, there was one guy I worked with, he was a Raiders fan, and he said, you are never going to see the Chiefs win a Super Bowl in your day or in your lifetime. You're never going to see the Chiefs go to a Super Bowl in your lifetime. Like, that's happening now, like in my lifetime, and I feel like I'm still fairly young, so it's like I can enjoy it. It's legit. I'm excited, and so like I've had that happen. I have New England fans. Oh my God, New England fans! Like, come on, bro. They will shove it down your throat, and which rightfully so. They have multiple championship rings, one of the best quarterbacks ever in NFL history, and so that makes sense too. But like you have all these people, fans of other teams that are just winning ball games, that are looking good, they just want to dog the Chiefs. And I mean, as a Chiefs fan, you just get drugged and drugged through the mud as a pure Chiefs fan. And I remember just endless Sundays just watching, football with my best friend, and we're just sitting there and we're hoping and rooting for the Chiefs to do something. And it was just those feelings, like all that just came rushing yesterday when we finally, when the clocks hit triple zeros and it finally came rushing at me. I mean, I was thinking about guys like when we had Gerard Page, when we had Greg Wesley, when we had Patrick Surtain, when Ty Law came over from he came over from the Jets and everybody thought he was good. When we had Herm Edwards, who was some Scott Vegeta at linebacker. I mean, we just had so many guys that were on our defense that wasn't even relevant, that wasn't even good, looking back on it. And it was crazy as they went off and they went to go win Super Bowls with other teams. And it's crazy. Like, they legitimately went and win Super Bowls with other teams. When you think about Tony Gonzalez, one of the greatest tight ends in NFL history, possibly not even getting an opportunity to ever win a championship, and he left Kansas City to go to Atlanta. And as a Chiefs fan, it hurt, but you understood because you love Tony Gonzalez so much. You're like, Tony, go get yours, bro. If you have a chance to go to Atlanta and win a Super Bowl, do it. Like, just for you, Tony. Like, you've done so much for us. I'm excited for Tony Gonzalez to go win a championship, and he still didn't get his chance. And so that really sucks. And then you got guys like Priest Holmes, who was a solid running back. You had one of the greatest offensive lines of all time. Like, if people don't know this, Kansas City had one of the greatest offensive lines of all time. Legitimately, one of the greatest offensive lines of all time. Not even kidding you. And, when we had Trent Green throwing a rock to Johnny Morton, Eddie Kennison, Sammy Parker, we had Dante Hall. Like, the list of players that come to my mind that I used to root for, and hoping that that was the team that can go to the Super Bowl, hoping that that was the team to go to the Super Bowl, you start to lose a little bit of faith in your team, and you just start to get frustrated, and it's frustrating. But then you always tell yourself, after the Week 17 loss or after that playoff loss, there was always next year. We have a chance to retool, rebuild, and have an opportunity to come back and be right back in this spot. Or then sometimes you end up having a really bad season where you had the Tyler Thigpens and the Damian Hewers playing for you, and you can't do anything. You had Larry Johnson in one season go for 416 carries and then possibly go into the playoffs and just kind of Herm Edwards just forgot how to throw the ball and all of a sudden want to make Trent Green the starter. Like there was just so many different stories and there's so many opportunities. When we had Baltimore here for a playoff game, and we thought that we had, Jamal Charles, one of the better running backs at the time, and we thought we were going to be able to run through Baltimore. Baltimore killed us. When safety John McGraw, there were so many players that just came through Kansas City, and there's so many teams that came through Kansas City, and you just always thought that that was going to be the team that was going to be the team to take you to the Super Bowl. That was going to be the team that possibly could win the Super Bowl. And having that hope and that faith every year and having that love and passion for your team for 16 weeks and possibly into the playoffs, and then it all just be for naught sucks. It truly sucks. And all that came back rushing, it just all came rushing back at me yesterday. And it's like, are we going to do it? Are we really going to do it? And, last week against Houston being down like we were 24-0, I'm like, no. And as a pure Chiefs fan, you know exactly what I mean when I say this. You had so many haters that were haters of the Chiefs. And I remember one day I almost smacked a guy. I literally almost punched a guy in the face for saying this to me. I was sitting there watching the Chiefs preseason game, nonetheless. We're watching the preseason. I was enjoying it, And the Chiefs were losing. I'm like, it's preseason. Nobody cares. And then the guy comes up and he's like, the Chiefs are losing. Same old Chiefs. And it's like, as a pure Chiefs fan, that is like the worst thing you can ever hear. Legitimately the worst thing you can ever hear. Because it's like, shut up. You don't know anything about the Chiefs. You don't know anything about this team. You don't know what this team is capable of. You don't know what this team can possibly do. And it just, hearing that, I've heard that every year for so long. And you heard the snarky guy makes a comment at work and he's like, oh, well, the Chiefs going to the Super Bowl after winning one game. And it's like, no, bro, just be quiet, just enjoy the season, enjoy the team. And it's just, I remember just so many comments and so many things that people used to say to me that really made me mad. It genuinely made me mad. It's like somebody talking about your brother or somebody talking about your family member. Shut up. For 5 minutes, just shut up. But all those feelings came rushing back. Like I said, when the Chiefs were down to the Texans 24-0 in the divisional round, and you see people saying the same old Chiefs, and it's crazy because I was letting myself conform to it. I'm just frustrated as hell. And I'm like, no, Mike, you're better than that. Stay true. It could possibly, it's only first quarter. I legitimately was looking at the clock and time. I'm like, it's first quarter, Mike. Comebacks can happen. And in the second quarter, we exploded. And then we, beat the Texans at home. And then we got, Tennessee here yesterday. And we got Tennessee. We went down to Tennessee. I'm like, all right, we came back. And I think it's crazy because when I watched the game, you can sense it from the fans that were actually in the crowd. And the fans that were in the crowd, you can sense we came back from Houston 24-0. We're only down technically 10 points to this, garbage-ass Tennessee team. You can feel it. And then we came back and we won. Pat Mahomes balled out. And I've always been on the teeter-totter with Pat Mahomes. But after yesterday, bro, it was just, it's it. I have to buy into it. And the only reason I was on the teeter-totter with Pat Mahomes is because, it wasn't his skill and what he can possibly do. It was just, what kind of person is he? It was more or less from a personal, character standpoint. But over the course of this season, even the course of last season, he's actually been a stand-up guy. And it's just all right, cool. I need to shut up. I need to accept this for what it is. And it's one of those, I'm excited. I'm purely excited. I legitimately cried yesterday. I'm probably going to legitimately cry when the Super Bowl happens, when we win. And I'm excited. I'm pumped. This is the one time as a Chiefs fan you can truly look at yourself and say, this is the year. And I remember I used to work out at the Chiefs Stadium, or at Arrowhead Stadium, and that was so much fun. That was legit. Getting to watch the game up close and personal, seeing some of the players walk past. I got to see Dante Poe in person, and that dude's huge. He was standing next side of me, and that was just so many things that being a true football fan, but not only being a football fan, but being a Chiefs fan had it's overwhelming. It's literally overwhelming, but I'm so excited. And I just really want to share my experience and my excitement with you guys. And just if you're a bandwagon fan, just, open up, say it. Like, I like the Chiefs since, yesterday. Or I've been liking the Chiefs since like 2 weeks ago. Say it, like be honest with yourself. For me, because I'm a 15-year-old dude. And I know there's people, I used to work with a guy that had season tickets in 93 and 95. Like, he was back in the Joe Montana era. Like, my boss used to, be that guy. He used to have those season tickets. So I can only imagine how those people feel. But for me personally, being a fan for 15 years, really learning football through the Chiefs and being excited for the Chiefs and just kind of like I said, being hopeless romantic year after year after year, and hoping that was the team that can take us all the way to the thing. And now I'm sitting here and it's real. It's possible. We got 2 weeks and we can be we can be Super Bowl victors, and we're gonna go to the parade. Like, I'm gonna go to the parade. I have to go to the parade, right? Like, it's it could happen again. Like, I'm not gonna say it's not gonna happen again, but I feel like in that moment, at that time, I have to go to the parade. I have to do it. I have to go. Oh man, it's so exciting. It really is exciting. Like, I really don't have many words for it. Just so you guys know, that I'm not kidding you. Look at this. Look at this, okay? Like, I'm wearing the same hat. Like, bro, come on. Like, I worked at the Chiefs Stadium. I did this. Like, I'm a true Chiefs fan, 110%. And if you're a fan that just became a fan, like, even after we drafted Pat Mahomes, if you became a fan then, just say it, go up to those people that are true Chiefs fans, and be like, bro, I remember Greg Leslie. I remember Jared Page. I remember Bernard Pollard. I remember Patrick Sam. I remember Tyler. I remember Eric Hicks. I remember Ryan Sims. I remember busting on John Bowen. I remember Dwayne Bowe. I remember all this. Like, I'd be that man, be that fan, be honest with that person, because that person is probably going to be feeling it. That person went through those heartaches, those missed draft picks. Oh, Javier Arenas, come on, man. There's so many names. I'm sorry, guys. Like, I'm excited. I really am, and I'm pretty sure you guys can relate to this. If you like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. And if you're a Chiefs fan, give it a thumbs up. Like, if you're a pure Chiefs fan like me, give this video a thumbs up. And let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Tell me about a season that you can remember that killed your heart. Tell me about a player that was on the Chiefs a long time ago that you enjoyed, that you wish that had a chance to win the Super Bowl. I think a lot of people agree with me. Tony Gonzalez was been that guy for sure. Just let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about this video. I'm excited. The Chiefs are in the Super Bowl. You can't tell me anything for about 2 weeks. And then after the Super Bowl Sunday, then we can probably talk.